Guys, welcome back to the Model Building Corner. I'm Joe. I like to edit my videos as I'm going along. So like when I do some work and then I'm waiting for stuff to dry, I'll sit and I'll edit as I go. And I realized that I didn't do an intro for this video because, as you'll see in the first segment, which isn't the first segment anymore. Now it's going to be the second segment because this is the first segment. As you can see, I already built the engine in what will now be the second segment. So, thank you for watching, coming along for the ride, and we'll get back to it. Alright, so I'm going to start the sub-assembly on the engine. I did go ahead and I pulled those parts off the trees, and I went ahead and I cleaned up any of the flashing and any of the marks from where they attached to the trees. So we're good on that part. And let's see. Test fit these heads. They're both the same left and right, so it's no problem there. I tell you, I double checked the directions, and actually they do tell you on the trunk lid there that they want you to remove. They don't want you to glue down the deck lid. So I'll have to look into that and see what kind of details inside that trunk. But cutting that's pretty thick. That's going to be scarier than a recent photo of Madonna. For me, anyway. It's been a while. Alright. I think I can go ahead and put the transmission on now. How does this sucker go? Alright, just like that. Let me put the what's on the oil pan. Okay, that looks good. So far, all the parts took hardly any cleanup. There was, minimal flashing. It was mostly just cleaning the little burrs where they attach to the sprues. But I'm only one step into it, so we'll see how it goes. If these retooled AMT kits start going together better, I'll start buying more of them, because it's coming back to me that back in the day I used to avoid AMT kits. I used to love the monogram, the 1/24th scale NASCAR cars. I mean, you put a monogram NASCAR next to an AMT and they just look so much better. The monogram, that is. And it's funny, so far since I got back into it, that's all I've built is AMTs. So, go figure. Alright, transmission number 1. You go together nicely. Let's glue you up. If you glue me up. My Bob Ross coming back. Pew, pew. You gotta make them noises or it doesn't work. I don't even realize I'm doing it, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, let's not put this in upside down. How does it go in? Yeah, I would have put it in upside down. Oh yeah, okay. They should have made this brush longer. I mean, once you get it in there, it's barely touching now. Somebody let Mr. Cement know. Make his brushes longer. Alright. I guess I can put the exhaust manifolds on. I will be brush detailing those by hand. See how they want to go in. Well, that's kind of odd. I guess it'll help if I put them in the right spot. Alright, maybe I'll wait and let this set up. So I'll go ahead and set that aside and let that set up. And I'll check on my dinner. Alright, well, I just put the exhaust manifolds on. That engine went together pretty nicely. So I'll let that set up. I was going to put the starter and all that other junk on there and hand detail it later, but I'll let this set up, paint it Ford blue, and then I'll detail those parts on the trees and then add them. But the one thing I want to address is this here warped tree and see if this rear diff and all of that's going to be in good shape. So use that. Okay. She's got a little bit of a bow in her, but nothing that some good old cement and some clamps won't be able to take care of. Well, grip. You're supposed to grip. It's not wanting to grip. It slides off. Alright, well, we'll hold that there while I get that part done. Flip her around. Get it that way. Maybe I'll put one across here. Alright, so I'll just let that sit like that and make sure it stays straight. So I won't do anything with the springs at the moment. What I'll do is take this funky looking fan . Alright, I took the rear diff and axle assembly out of the clamps, and she's perfectly straight, so there's going to be no problem with that. I'm going to go ahead and get this rear end mocked up. Nice. It's got nice locating pins, nice and square. Alright. I'm not going to be gluing these springs in. I just want to use the chassis as a template to make sure that I get the axle on the spring straight. And I'm going to put the drive shaft in. After I clean her up a smidge. Drive shaft's a little bowed also. It was on that same tree. Alright. This one doesn't have a front and a rear, does it? Yeah, it does. That one goes towards the front. So that one will go in there. Okay. Boy, she is cattywampus. The drive shaft, that is. As long as I put the bow either at the bottom or the top, you won't see it side to side. That'll work. Alright, that'll be fine. So, we'll set that to the side to dry. Alright, I moved on to the front seats. I was going to leave the seats on the sprue and just glue the backs to them. But these took a little bit of work, and I'll show you. On the first one, the front and the sides of the bottom cushion are perfectly lined up. But as you can see in the back, there's a gap. So once I clean them up, once I glue them, I'll just clamp them and they'll be fine, because it just needs a little bit of pressure there. I didn't clean this one up yet, just to show you that, you know, there's a pretty good gap in there that's just a little bit messy on the flat surfaces in here where they line up. So it just takes a little bit of cleanup. It's like the flashing. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but the flashing along the edge is so minute. But if you don't clean it up, it's keeping them from really sitting flush. So those are perfectly aligned. So let me hit that. Come on. Oh, I see what's happening here. Alright, so we'll just let that dry. Alrighty, let those sit and dry. Now, what have we got going on here? I'll have to study the instructions because it looks like we have a full back seat and then we have just a back rest, but they got them both. No. I have to study that because it does not make sense at all. Anyway, let me do this. Another sub-assembly part I can get done. There's your turn signal indicator. Yeah, they got that too close to the sprue. That can, all right, now that can dry. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here as far as pre-assembly is concerned. For the next video, I want to go ahead and get some research done. I want to see on this particular body how much of the body parts I can actually install before painting and being able to still put it on the chassis afterwards. I'll get the body cleaned up and also address this issue with this back here. Got to get my nerve up to be able to start cutting on it. Anyway, appreciate you guys as always. Have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next one.